Most people over 65 stop talking about pleasure. Some feel shy, others think they are too old. But what if I told you that this quiet, private habit, one you may not have thought about in years, could actually protect your health? Yes, I am talking about masturbation. Not as a taboo, not as something to hide in shame, but as a simple act of self-care. One that can help you sleep better, reduce pain, ease stress, and even support your heart and brain as you grow older. You see, growing old does not mean the end of desire. It does not mean your body no longer matters. Touch, comfort, release. These are not just for the young. They are for you too. I once sat with Mr. Thomas, a kind 72-year-old widower who felt his body had gone to sleep. He said, "After my wife passed, I thought that part of me was over. But it was not. It only needed kindness, a little attention, and permission to feel again." In this video, I want to gently open a door that life may have closed too soon. Because science now tells us what elders have quietly known, that this small, private act can offer real health benefits for your heart, for your sleep, for your peace of mind. So please, stay with me. What you will hear today might be surprising, but it could also be healing, not just for your body, but for your spirit too. Let us talk openly. Let us learn, because it is never too late to take care of yourself. Aging is a journey that brings both beauty and challenges. The laughter lines, the wisdom in your eyes, the quiet strength in your voice. These are the gifts of time. But with aging, the body begins to change in ways that can feel confusing, lonely, and sometimes forgotten. Many seniors tell me, "I feel invisible now," or "My body does not feel like mine anymore." Some stop thinking about pleasure altogether. They assume it is no longer needed, no longer right, or even no longer possible. But that is not the truth. The need for connection, for touch, for warmth, it does not disappear with age. It simply changes shape. You see, for decades, topics like masturbation were hidden behind closed doors, whispered about, often judged, and rarely discussed openly, especially for older adults. But today, we know better. Science, health professionals, and aging experts are finally beginning to speak up. And so should we. Because your body, even now, holds the ability to heal itself in small but powerful ways. And sometimes those ways are simpler than we think. Masturbation is not just about desire. It is about relief, circulation, sleep, stress reduction, and yes, self-respect. It is an act of caring for your body, listening to what it needs, and giving it gentle attention. I remember speaking to Grandma Lily, who was 81. She said, "I thought I was too old to feel anything. But when I allowed myself to reconnect with my body, I started feeling alive again." There was no shame in her voice, only quiet joy. That moment stayed with me. In this video, I will not only share stories like hers, but also real facts from doctors and researchers. Because this is not just about intimacy, it is about health. It is about breaking silence and building a better, kinder understanding of what it means to age well. So let us sit together, heart to heart, and talk. Because you still matter, your body still matters, and the care you give yourself now can shape how you feel tomorrow. Habit 1, masturbation can improve sleep and reduce nighttime anxiety. At age 68, Mr. Edward from Devon began waking up at 3 a.m. every night. He would lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, thoughts racing. He missed his late wife, missed the feeling of closeness, and carried a quiet loneliness in his chest. One day, during a visit to his doctor, he finally asked, "Is it normal to feel like my body still wants touch?" The doctor smiled gently and said, "It is more than normal. It is healthy." Masturbation releases dopamine and oxytocin, the body's natural calming chemicals. It helps relax your muscles, lower blood pressure, and calm the nervous system. For many seniors, it can become a natural sleep aid, without the side effects of pills. The takeaway: if you struggle with restlessness at night, this simple, private habit might help your body find peace again. Habit 2, masturbation helps keep pelvic muscles and blood flow. Active Grandma Mary, age 74, had not spoken about intimacy in years. She believed her body had shut down. But after reading a health article, she decided to gently reintroduce touch into her life. "I did not expect much," she said with a soft laugh, "but I felt warmth again, movement where I thought everything had gone still." Regular self-stimulation supports pelvic muscle tone, isolone, increases blood flow, and may help maintain vaginal or erectile function. It is especially important after menopause or for men with reduced circulation. According to the American Journal of Medicine, older adults who stay sexually active, even through solo intimacy, often report better bladder control, less dryness, and more comfort in daily movement. The takeaway? Your body needs gentle movement and stimulation, just like your joints or muscles do. Think of it not as indulgence, but as part of your well-being. Habit 3, masturbation may help improve mood and lower feelings of loneliness. Mr. Harold, a retired postman from Yorkshire, lived alone since his wife passed 6 years ago. He still kept her photograph on the nightstand, but the days felt quiet and the evenings felt long. One afternoon, his granddaughter helped him set up a tablet, and he began reading articles on aging, health, and emotional wellness. One topic caught his attention: how healthy touch, even self-touch, could help lift mood. It spoke about the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, that can ease sadness and increase emotional warmth. He gave himself permission to try. He said, "I did not cry afterward. I smiled." Research shows that older adults who maintain gentle intimacy with themselves feel less isolated and report higher levels of self-esteem and emotional stability. The takeaway: you are never too old to feel joy. Emotional connection can begin within you. Habit 4, it can support prostate health in men. George, a strong and proud gardener of 76, was shocked when his doctor brought up prostate health. He had never thought much about it, but the doctor explained that regular ejaculation may help lower the risk of prostate problems. Studies have shown that older men who ejaculate frequently, even 2 to 4 times a month, may have a reduced risk of prostate cancer. Masturbation is one natural, safe, and private way to do that. George began adding this quiet routine to his life. He said, "It felt strange at first, but now I see it as part of looking after myself, like pruning my roses or going for a walk." The takeaway: for men, a healthy prostate is worth protecting. This simple act can play a quiet role in long-term wellness. Habit 5, it keeps you in touch with your body and self-worth. Elizabeth, 80 years old, had not looked at herself in the mirror fully in years. Wrinkles, stretch marks, loose skin, they made her turn away. But one day, after watching a program about aging and body respect, she stood in front of the mirror, placed her hand on her heart, and said, "This body has carried me for 8 decades. Masturbation for some is not about pleasure alone. It is about reconnecting with a body that still deserves care and attention. Touch reminds the mind, I am still here, I still matter." Many psychologists say that this form of self-love can help heal body image issues and build a sense of dignity, acceptance, and gratitude. The takeaway: your body is not broken or too old. It is sacred, worthy, and still yours. Let us pause here for just a moment. If you are still watching this video, I want to say something very simple and very true. Thank you. Thank you for having the courage to sit with this topic, one that many avoid, one that is often met with silence, discomfort, or shame. But you stayed, you listened, and that means something. You see, this conversation is not really about one habit. It is about something deeper. It is about allowing yourself to feel alive, to be human, to be seen. It is about honoring the body that has carried you through decades of life, through pain, love, heartbreak, growth, and everything in between. There is great dignity in that. Too often, the voices of elders are pushed aside when it comes to health, intimacy, and emotional well-being. But you still matter. Your feelings are valid, and your body, no matter how old, is still capable of comfort, warmth, and healing. So I want to ask you something gentle, something real. How do you feel right now? Are you surprised, touched, relieved to hear someone finally speak openly about this? If you feel seen or understood in any way, I would love to hear from you. please write in the comments below and simply say, "Still strong." Those two words, "still strong," can say so much. They mean, I am still here. They mean, I am open to learning, growing, healing. And when others read your words, they will feel less alone too. If there is something in this video that surprised you, or something that reminded you of your younger self, feel free to share that story. This space is a place of respect, kindness, and listening. You never know, your words might give someone else the courage to take care of their body again, or to see aging not as an ending, but as a beautiful, continuing journey. You are still strong, and I am so glad you are here. I want to tell you about Mr. Bernard. He was 84 years old, quiet and thoughtful, with kind eyes and a soft voice. When I met him in the care home, he was sitting by the window, watching birds. He spoke slowly, choosing each word with care. He said, "You know, in the last months of my wife's life, I used to rub lotion on her hands every night. It was not sexual. It was sacred. It was the last language we had. Touch." He paused for a long moment, then said, "After she passed, I stopped touching anything, even myself. It felt wrong. It felt like that part of life had ended." I asked him gently, "And what do you feel now?" He smiled, tears quietly forming in his eyes. I miss being alive in my skin," he whispered. "I miss knowing I am still here." Touch is not always about desire. Sometimes it is about remembering that you are real, that your hands can still feel, that your breath still rises, that your body is still yours. For many older adults, the deepest pain is not illness, but disconnection from self, from memory, from worth. But something beautiful happens when you allow yourself a moment of connection, even alone, even in silence. You remind your nervous system, your muscles, your spirit, I have not disappeared. I still belong here. Science has its facts, hormones, circulation, sleep benefits. But beyond that, there is something sacred. To touch your body with love is to say, "I forgive you. I see you, Papa. I thank you for carrying me all these years." Bernard eventually started a simple practice, just placing his hand over his heart each morning. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but always with meaning. He told me, "I feel more alive now than I did in the years I ignored myself." The final lesson is this: it is never too late to come home to yourself. And sometimes all it takes is the courage to touch what you thought was lost. Let us take a quiet breath together. What we have spoken about today may seem simple on the surface. A private act, often hidden in silence, rarely discussed. But beneath that simplicity lies something far deeper. It is about wholeness. It is about returning to yourself with kindness. Being does not mean fading, it means unfolding into a deeper form of wisdom, presence, and grace. Yet as we grow older, the world often begins to whisper lies, that you are no longer attractive, that your body is no longer useful, that desire is only for the young. But the truth is this: you are still here, and your body is still worthy of love, care, and attention. Whether it is through a quiet moment of self-touch or simply placing your hand gently on your chest, what matters is the message you send to yourself. I am still alive. I still belong to this world. Science supports this truth. Masturbation, far from being shameful, can support prostate health, pelvic strength, emotional stability, and even better sleep. But beyond the science is something more important: your right to feel whole even in your older years. Remember Grandma Mary? She thought she had grown too old for warmth, but one moment of self-kindness brought back something precious: the feeling of being alive in her own skin. Or Bernard, who found healing through the simple act of placing his hand on his chest. Not to arouse, but to connect, to remember that his body still held memory, meaning, and value. So here we are, at the edge of reflection. The truth is, you have nothing to be ashamed of. What you feel is not wrong, and what you need is not foolish. In a world that may grow quiet around you, never stop listening to the voice inside that says, I am still worthy, I am still growing, I am still moving. Your journey has not ended. Your story is still unfolding, and you are not alone. Let this be a gentle reminder. Your body is not a stranger. It is your oldest friend. It has never stopped loving you, and it never will. If you are still here with me, I want to say something very personal and very true. Thank you. You took time out of your day to reflect, to feel, and to listen. Not just with your ears, but with your heart. And that matters. If this video touched your heart in any way, if it reminded you of something you had forgotten, if it helped you feel a little more alive, a little more connected, then please do not let it stop here. Like this video if you found value in it. Comment below. Even a simple "still strong" can bring comfort to someone else reading it. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to hear more stories and insights that speak to the soul, the body, and the mind. Share this with someone you care about, a friend, a parent, a grandparent, or a caregiver. You never know whose heart might be waiting for a message like this. You never know who might feel seen for the first time in years, simply because you chose to share something meaningful. Every view, every comment, every share, it creates a ripple. And sometimes a small ripple is all it takes to begin healing. So let us keep walking this path together, with gentleness, with truth, and with the courage to say, I am still here, I still matter. Until next time, may you be kind to your body, and may your heart always remember you are not alone.